Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is December 22nd, Sunday. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and happy any other holiday that I'm missing.
Festivus.
Festivus?
Yep.
Okay, happy Festivus.
All right, let it rip.
And happy new all-time highs
Yeah.
in the S&P. Let me share my screen. All right, we're looking at the chart of the S&P 500. It keeps making new all-time highs. It seems the large caps, the mega caps, are the big beneficiaries this year, as they are the companies who have the means to buy back their stock and therefore improve their earnings per share. And also, they are part of the big indices where all the financial advisors are actually putting money to work.
And the passive investment market cap trend.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I mean. That involves the passive trend. And the small caps are trying to catch up. I mean, they're not at new all-time highs, but they're quickly approaching it.
Yeah.
So
yes, they are. It's been a good trade.
Yeah, December has been
the opposite of last December.
Exactly. So last December 24th, the market bottomed, and it's been a straight line up since then.
Something seeing this year versus last year. Last year, I was trying to. It felt everybody's using these sentiment figures and put to call ratios, etc., and bullish fear and greed to call the top. I think those signals, I just telling people, those signals work much better when there's fear, not when there's greed, because there's so much capital flowing in to the markets. It's much harder to use those signals to kind of time a top. So I think there's a lot of people trying to catch 3 or 4% move down, and that's not the smart thing to do. I mean, this is a bull market, and you've got to kind of find stocks that are moving up, and we'll point some out to you this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we still see quite a few good setups, and yes, bull markets correct through sector rotation, so we can still see is pullback in individual stocks.
One of the most interesting things, if you look at FedEx, you can see that like the big cap stocks that are buying back stock and getting their ass handed to them financially are getting killed. So it's not as simple as buying back your stock. I think we could argue whether Amazon is kicking their butt, and they are, but here FedEx is using all their tax gains and free money from the government to buy back stock. And they're not investing in product and company, and then Amazon slowly putting the clamps on them on a lot of their business, and you can see the stock. And it's not the sector. I was looking it up, Ivan, and it's just look it up. The Russell Shipping Index is at, I don't know the ticker symbol for it. But let me just look it up. Sorry, it could be SPSH. Is that it?
No.
Is it? It was the Russell 3000 Shipping Index is at an all-time high. So it's not. FedEx is kind of. Oh, is it RGU maybe? No. Okay. Well, anyways, the Russell 3000 Shipping Index is just busted out to an all-time high. So you can see, and the Transportation Index is definitely doing better than what FedEx is doing. So you can see, companies, it's not working for everybody. And you can see the same thing with Boeing.
Yeah, but these are individual stories.
No, I understand, but it's just all large cap stocks working because they're in the indexes. These companies, have been buying back stock and screwing up, and you can see they're not just going up like Microsoft and Apple. All right, so let's walk through what's working, Ivan, some of the better sectors.
I mean, almost everything else is working. The payment industry, Visa and MasterCard just broke out to new all-time highs and continue higher. I think the next one that is interesting is PayPal, which is back above its 200-day moving average. And I think right now they're working on the right side of their new base. Forbes just had a big article on PayPal and said how they acquired 70% of a Chinese payment company. So I think that might turn out to be a good catalyst.
The Honey acquisition was very interesting in e-commerce. I've owned it for a long time, got rid of it in the summer. But yeah, you know, I feel like it's a really expensive stock. You know, it's over $100 billion and trading, you know, not growing that fast. But Visa and MasterCard have been better, much better stocks in that sector. And you can see it's not all payment company. If you look at Square, it's struggling.
Yeah, definitely Square have been in a downtrend. And
so it's mainly Visa and MasterCard that are really dominating because they're the railroads. They're the railroads of payments. Okay, next up. Ivan?
And of course, I mean, software would surprise some people that IGV, the software ETF, is back near all-time highs, and there's some very interesting setups in the sector. Splunk.
Yeah, I like Splunk here. It's data in real time. A lot of smart people. It's been on a lot of buy lists as well, Ivan, and so that setup is perfect. That's
setting up for a breakout. The other one. Now, ServiceNow is also setting up for a potential breakout here near 285. I think if they clear that level, they will test their all-time high near 300.
Yep.
Shopify
also.
Shopify recovered after a 30% pullback to its 50-day moving average. They're back near all-time highs.
Yep.
Incredible recovery. It's basically the only game in town if you want to compete with Amazon. So
you're not competing with Amazon. It's different. It's just they provide tools for e-commerce people, and Amazon is just pure e-commerce. Okay, so it's definitely not the same, but yeah, I think Shopify is due for a big run if the market holds up. Okay.
Yeah, biotech continues to be the leader in this market.
Yep.
And here's the small cap biotech XBI, also near all-time highs. And granted, we are seeing some pullbacks in individual biotech stocks that have run a lot. I mean, which is normal. If a stock doubles in 2 or 3 months, it's normal to see some form of a pullback. But in the meantime, there are enough others that are setting up for a potential breakout. Here's this one, for example, RETA. Wow. It's setting up here near its all-time highs near 220.
So the individual biotech stocks, they probably are dominating the best performing stocks of the year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they usually do every year because they're usually either minus 50, minus 80%, or plus 200 to 300%. That's every single year. Yeah. That's normal.
Okay, Unicure, there's just so many. It's hard for me to follow them because they're all losing money. So it's just one of those sectors I avoid. But if you want the poor man's play is the Amgen, which is an all-time high.
Yeah, absolutely. Amgen has been doing well. I think Illumina even is also setting up.
I like Illumina, San Diego company, setting up right here. It's had a rough year, but now it's back in that gap. So I do like Illumina, and look at their earnings. It's not growing really fast, so I think that's why it's kind of marked time. If you look back at a monthly, it's digesting massive gains.
Let me go over to Illumina real quick, and here's the weekly. See, basically, it's going into that gap.
Yeah.
Here's the monthly. Basically, it's still in an uptrend. Yeah. And the other one that is looking interesting, Biogen. They're working also on a new base here. It's looking constructively.
So biotech is where you got to be looking, and that should play out in the next.
Sector. There's so many sectors. I mean, almost everything is working, as I said. If semiconductors continue to be one of the leaders as well. Yep. Nvidia just went up 15% in 2 weeks, and it's recovering for a pretty steep drawdown here. Wouldn't be surprised if they go back near all-time highs in a strong market.
Yep.
AMD, the other one, also just keeps making keeps making new highs.
In
And
3 years, it's a 30 bagger. That's not bad.
yeah, microchip tried to break out on Friday. Also.
Yeah, I don't know why people are trying to call a top. It's crazy. I mean, we could get a pullback. We could and should get a pullback, and it could be severe. But this is definition of a bull market. And
Well,
you wait so long for these tapes, and I know you got to try and enjoy them. You got to move your money to what's working. You can even see Facebook and Netflix starting to.
absolutely. Look at Facebook. I mean, a lot of people were shaken out in that big 2-day sell-off. They quickly bounced near the rising 50-day moving average. Now they're back near all-time highs.
Surprised a lot of people. They have no shame. The market is pissed at them, but it's just so big. And then even Netflix is rallying.
And yet everyone probably owns them. Netflix, yeah, incredible rally last week. Like that's a significant accumulation here. Look at those.
Yeah, coming into some big resistance and a gap, so probably could mark some time. But anyways,
I think they're back near potential resistance here. So if you're chasing here, just be careful. That's potential resistance.
May give it a week or two. It should rest. Okay, and then a couple Chinese. So I like this I like this IQ in the streaming space. It's kind of
the Netflix of China definitely building a new base, trying to break out here.
At this week of adding, so I like that.
JD also setting up here on multiple time frames. I mean, Alibaba is obviously the undisputed leader there. Broke out on your all-time highs.
Yep. All right, so you don't need to be a genius right now.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot that is working. I mean, there's so many good setups that we either kind of melt up or all of a sudden someone just pulls the plug to just shake some people out. I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with either, but I'd be buying some dips here. And so you got to build the list. You pointed out a few new names. We don't want to get too fancy here. It's a good market. I would just reiterate that you're going to see a lot of people bearish just because the market's doing so well and the impeachment and the headlines. But you know what? No regulation, no oversight. It's a free-for-all out there. Everybody's trying to make a buck. Stocks are probably under-owned still, even though they're at all-time highs. And I see a lot of chatter about sentiment and this and that and getting short. What was I going to ask you, Ivan? It was kind of important. Anyways, we'll pick it up next week. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks, Ivan, for doing this.
All right. See you next week.